right, we are back with Masks of Nyarlathotep with our usual trio, our intrepid trio, Natalia, Thaddeus, and now Maxine. When we last left them, they had delved under the pyramids, and after being pursued by their shadows, that have been following them around Cairo, they took them out, and after a couple little scary slashes and zaps and shots, those guys are dead, and Natalia, Thaddeus, and Maxine are alive. So let's return to where we were. So the people lie dead at your feet. These guys, and I don't think there was. I think you already kind of looked through their stuff. These three.
Mm-hmm.
So, after catching your breath, what do you do now? You're in this quiet chamber. You'll recall that there's a kind of a main, wider passage that you had first accessed and gone down into, and then you ducked off to a narrower, really only wide enough for one, maybe two, to squeeze by one another passage. And this big fight kind of happened right at that entrance.
Natalia looks to the other three, and some of the ends of her hair are fried from being electrocuted, and pushes back her hair. So.
And you're bleeding a little.
Yeah, she looks down at herself bleeding, but she's still kind of a little bit pumped up with adrenaline, and looks to the other three. Okay, which way should we be going? Should we take the narrower passage or continue down the larger one?
Yeah, this is looking to tell you. I don't know, but are you alright?
I'm in some pain, for sure.
You're both looking a little singed. I might have some, I don't know. I know I got a clean handkerchief in here. I don't know. Let's see if we can get them covered or something.
All right. She kind of leans against the wall and pulls out. I forget where she was attacked, or if it was just the singe.
I don't think any of us have any particular first aid skills. Am I right?
Yeah, so just anybody that wants to try. Everyone's a little competent, but that's, unless you fumble, you're not going to hurt them.
All right. Well.
And there's always the Good Samaritan law, so.
Well,
jeez. Natalia, you actually, let's see. Yeah, you're gonna. I'll give you a die 2. Let's see how that works. So you take 2 more damage. Maxine's hands are in the dark. It's she's actually fumbling around and making it worse, and your bleeding is it's painful. Like you're crying out to get her to stop, because she's putting too much pressure on it, and
her hands are shaking a little bit too.
Yeah, and Ebi looks like he's really just kind of staring at everything. He doesn't look happy. You can see even in the dim light.
I'm so sorry. I better stop. Thaddeus, maybe you have better do yourself. My hands are a little shaky.
And Thaddeus is
If-
staring. Oh, go ahead there.
Yeah, if you try to do yourself, you get a penalty die. It's much easier it's much easier for someone else to do first aid on you than you to try to do it on yourself.
Thaddeus is just staring. And, I think I'll be fine, but maybe we ought to leave well enough alone with Natalia at the moment. It looks a little more than what we can handle.
Evie kind of bends over and picks up one of their like curved blades that's bigger than the little knife he has, and he just kind of looks at the little bit of blood on it and wipes it on one of their robes and keeps it in hand. But he doesn't look too terribly happy about it.
Talia's going to take one of the knives as well and look over to Maxine. Don't worry, it happens. It's not the first time. I've been injured while trying to be healed. It's okay.
No, I tried my best. It wasn't my fault.
I'm still alive. Maybe it's good luck.
Well, maybe you can take a look at Thaddeus. I'm
Please.
a little. And she kind of holds her hands up and backs off a little bit. I don't want to do any more harm.
Fine. Thaddeus, come here.
And Thaddeus kind of looking reluctantly. Pretty sure I'll be fine. It's only a scratch.
Yet, stay still. And she comes over and is going to operate on him whether he likes it or not.
Does Thaddeus stand still?
He's gonna be fidgety as she's working. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
Oopsies.
Wait, something's wrong.
Why?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah,
No.
we
Yeah,
suck.
you rolled a 98. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at it backwards. Oh shoot.
Yeah. So
You also take 2, Thaddeus. Oh my gosh.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
you're just you're shaking and she's shaking. You know what? Everybody make a sanity check.
How do I have the highest of a first aid here?
I feel.
All right, you lose a sanity point. Thaddeus, you're not superstitious about this.
None the least.
What about Maxine? Yeah, you lose one also. You guys must be cursed. Like I think it's something is eerily wrong. When that guy died, it felt like he was cursing you. When he went down and melted in his pool and was blasting all over the place, something felt like you could feel the darkness, the evil kind of seeping into the room. And you must be cursed. Because you're causing wounds to yourselves.
We need to get out of here. Do you think we should head back? Keep
Yes.
going.
We should keep going.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Thaddeus.
No, that's just I was agreeing. And no use turning back now. And he kind of playing with his new bloody bandage.
So which way? Straight ahead or down this little tunnel?
She looks from straight to tunnel. And, we could flip a coin. Then again, our luck is a bit not good.
You got a point there. So
we
would
can
the
always
little
split it.
tunnel have been big enough to fit the sarcophagus?
Yes, definitely.
The little one would have?
Yeah, even the little one. I mean, it would be a tight fit. And you haven't seen. I mean, one of the thing about the little tunnel too, the main tunnel looks, relatively straight and like evenly cut. This side tunnel looks much rougher, and doesn't appear to go in, like a perfectly straight line by any stretch. So you could imagine, unless you haven't seen much of it yet, but if it is really that rough, it might turn corners a little. You could imagine it not being good for that.
Dennis can be looking around now. The thinking behind this is that the last time this area was disturbed would have been when the sarcophagus was moved, right? So there might be like footprints in the dust or something like that.
Could be, yes. You could certainly search around for footprints.
Was that the ever elusive spot hidden roll?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's all you, Teddy.
I passed one of these once. Maybe I'll get another one.
Got this. Yeah.
Hey!
All right.
Woohoo.
With your success, you can see that there is some dust, but really not as much as you would expect for a passage that might have been lying dormant for hundreds or thousands of years. And in fact, you can very clearly see some footprints. And in fact, there's some weirdly shaped footprints too. You're just not sure what it is. Like it's disturbing the dust, so it's not like fine, easily read footprints. There's definitely been traffic here, and you can't really. It's irregular, so you really can't get a good read on what kind of footprints, who made them, how many, and all that. But it's definitely more than like one or two people.
And that's going down the small
Yes,
hallway.
that's going. No, that's
Or
the
the
main.
other
That's
way.
the main hallway.
Okay.
For the small hallway, you really don't see. You have to go in a little bit further, not to be contaminated by your own footprints, and you don't really see much sun. You see some dust in that, and it looks like it might have been disturbed, but if it was a while ago.
And Daddy's looking down. Well, it's tough to say. I don't know which direction they're coming or going, but there is markings that something disturbed the dust. But it's tough to tell about the small way, though. There's definitely something there, but it's not really. I don't know. I guess recent, but I'm no expert.
Well, I know we ain't gonna get too lost going straight ahead. There's that.
Nah. We should keep together. Shouldn't split up.
Yeah. I mean, we could cover twice as much ground that way, but easily get lost as well.
You remember what happened last time we split up, Thaddeus?
Unfortunately, I do.
Exactly. We're going to stay together this time.
Well, I guess we should go down this hallway then.
Alright.
The main one.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So you continue down this main hallway. You go for another, 20 yards or so. And you start to notice, you can tell there are very faint turns, like it's just small degree turns. It's not perfectly straight. But it still has that same kind of general width. It's not narrowing or widening noticeably, and there's no sharp turns, but there are little little very faint bends here or there, and it's making it hard to stay oriented. If one person wants to try a navigate check, I'll let you do that to see if you can
Who can navigate?
get a sense.
I think we all suck, right?
Yep.
Probably.
What about Edie,
Hey.
our guide?
Oh, if you'd like, he can try.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's got a better chance than we do.
All right. Well, let's see what he does with this.
I mean, Egyptians all grow up in pyramids, right?
right, definitely.
Where they hatch.
Ooh,
Okay.
he sucks too.
So yeah, he definitely indicates he doesn't really know. He just says, I don't know where we're going. I've never been here.
I'm not sure exactly what direction we're even going in now.
No, it's really hard to tell without being able to see the sky.
What are these sounds always there?
What's that? Yeah, are those sounds really there?
Sounds like a soundscape.
Yes, you start hearing distant sounds like echoes. A wind starts to pick up as you're moving along.
I think we're going the right way, but she kind of leans back, and whoever's behind her, she's kind of gonna grab the forearm of just in comfort. I think we just need to be prepared for whatever coming.
Yes, that'd be fine as long as you don't throw me in front of you.
You took a minute to reload, didn't you, Mr. Beckon?
Yeah. Dad is kind of
Yeah.
looks at his pistol. Yeah, yes, I did while we were talking.
All right.
And you kind of keep walking.
Okay. As you're walking, you start to hear some drips up ahead, like a little plop plop sound.
Sounds like there's some water up there.
Water? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe we're under the Nile. Wait, I don't know if it makes sense. Have we walked this far?
That's a good question.
No,
couldn't
you
tell
couldn't
you.
possibly have walked far enough to get to the Nile or anything like that. I mean, you haven't even walked far enough to get, the distance between one pyramid to the other.
Oh, good
Right.
stuff.
I mean, you haven't been going very far. You're maybe, I don't know, 50. You've done a total of maybe 100 yards of walking since you came in.
Maybe it's connecting with some sort of natural cave.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
As you get closer, it's definitely getting louder, and in your light you can see the drip, and it's almost in the middle of the hall that you're walking down. And there's a pool that's kind of forming under it. It's just dripping from the ceiling.
What the?
Natalia's gonna kind of motion for whoever's holding the lamp to
Yeah,
bring it
Max
down
is
towards the pot.
following Yeah, Max will hold the lamp out.
Okay. It's a reddish liquid. And you kind of, yeah, you look up and you can see it's kind of, there's like a little crack in the ceiling and a crack in the floor. And so it's like it's pooling there, but also kind of slowly draining through a crack. They're just tiny cracks in the stone.
Natalia's gonna look for pressure plates.
Okay. You can spot hidden that one.
I feel like this is trapped. Success.
You don't see any pressure plates or feel any. You don't see any grooves in the floor or irregularities. You know, the floor is not perfectly smooth. I don't want to create the impression that it's like some perfectly laid stone. It's not. But you don't see any suspicious irregularities.
Dad's kind of looking down on it. I suggest we just keep moving. I don't know what would be what, but it's a pyramid. I just feel a little uneasy about sitting here staring at this goo. It reminds me of Peru.
This entire thing reminds me of Peru. I wonder if it's acidic in any way.
It does have a strangely familiar feeling now that you say that.
Ugh.
So, I mean,
Flashbacks.
that the liquid there, if it's any consolation at all, is not really similar to the liquid that was dripping in the other pyramid, though.
Oh, that's good.
That was a different color and a different consistency. This seems water-like. That was sort of goo, you know, thick liquid. Yeah, this doesn't have that look or feel, or not feel, but look or sound. You haven't touched it. All right, so you continue on, and you can feel that the passage is kind of winding just a little bit first left, but it's so gradual. You're not exactly sure how sharp it is in total. And then it kind of starts to wind back to the right again a little bit. And you're walking on. I'm going to assume you're going to keep going until you come to something unusual, right? Is there a limit to how far you want to walk? Because it seems like, your first impression would, I assume, have been this is probably some small little chamber inside the pyramid, right? It is clearly not. There's no doubt in your mind that you have traveled underground, out from under the pyramid. There's no way you're under that pyramid anymore. You've just walked too far.
I think we assumed that this is basically leading to wherever they took the sarcophagi, and at least Natalia is thinking it's gonna go fairly far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maxine keeps a nervous eye on the oil level in their lamp. And
We
if
do
we
have another
pass
lamp.
anything... Did it
I
break?
think we took no. There's
took
did,
two?
but we took two just in case.
Okay. Well, good. Let's save it.
Okay. So yeah, you continue on. Again, you've gone for a while. You think you probably walked at this point now maybe 20 minutes. Because I assume you're not rushing. You're being cautious, right? That was my take on it. You're not just
Yeah.
trying to get somewhere fast.
Very cautious. Yeah.
And you spot an opening off to the left. It's like another smaller passage, about this, similar width to the one before, but it's just at a 90-degree angle off to the left. And this main passage continues ahead.
maybe we should see what's down here for at least a few minutes, if anything.
Yeah, all right. As long as it doesn't start branching off and branching off. Last thing I want to do is get lost down here.
I agree.
Okay.
Natalia's gonna start making her way to the left.
Okay. And when you're in these little passages, what is the walking order?
Natalia would put herself in front.
Okay.
That is behind her.
I guess then Max and then Evie.
Okay.
Holding hands along the way.
Yeah, fortunately you have light. You can imagine how terrifying this place would be without light. So you proceed down, and it's more or less straight as you go, and you walk for a good 3 or 4 minutes before it takes a fairly sharp turn to the right, a sudden sharp turn.
Do we think they could have carried the sarcophagus like at this angle?
Ooh, make an intelligence roll, somebody, and we'll go off of that.
Sure. There.
Okay, so Natalia, you're fairly certain this would have been a very difficult turn to navigate with the sarcophagus being the size that it is. So it does not seem likely that this would be the path.
And she glances back at everyone else. I don't think this is the way they took it.
Dennis kind of looks around it, and well, that means we went the wrong way.
It's only a few minutes. We can go back on the larger path.
Okay. So you head back to the main path. Okay. So, I'd like one of you to make a listen check for me.
I'll do it.
And walk down the path.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, you head out to the main passage, and Shelley, you swear as you were coming, you stop you hear something. You hear, like, it sounds like voices.
Yeah. Do you guys every so often I think I hear voices, but with all these tunnels, I guess maybe sound might travel kind of funny.
That is certainly possible.
It could be that these smaller passages link up with the other pyramids, maybe, and conversations from them are coming down here. Maybe
Oh,
Or we're
Man.
hearing ourselves.
echoing that badly.
that's a good idea, though. I mean, maybe those little passages go up to the other two pyramids.
They could do. This is, if this goes far enough, maybe it's a full underground passage for each. To make transportation of
Max.
the sarcophagi easier.
In any case, you don't hear them now.
Maybe we should keep going. Just keep our wits about us, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
You continue on then, in the direction you were going before. It starts to bend fairly sharply to the right. And you follow that around, and it starts to bend back. And as it bends back, you notice there's another little side passage. Again, very similar to the first one you came to, at a very sharp angle back, like back to the left, the way you were coming from. And of course, there's the larger passage continues ahead. Are you talking? Am I missing you? Some talking? Can you hear me? Oh shoot! Hello. Yep.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything. Sounds like.
Um,
So I didn't hear
Max-
anything from when I described the passage
Oh.
back.
She's Max is suddenly getting a concern, and she looks at the ground. Are they passing their own footprints?
No.
No,
That's
we're not going around in like a square.
No, that you would have joined back up somewhere. Right.
Yeah,
You've been on a linear path, except kind of branching off,
Gotcha. Okay.
and you've come back. Yeah, you haven't gone down any kind of weird twists and turns that would get you all confused. You're not entirely sure what direction you're going in, but you're not going back the way you came.
Okay.
I mean, like cardinal direction. You're not sure which cardinal direction you're headed. But
So this is the third side tunnel we passed?
yes.
We look down this one too. Just in case.
Yeah. All right. Lead the way.
Alright. Yeah, follow me.
Okay, you head down that one, and it's about the same distance as the other one. It feels like when it took a sharp turn, except in this case, it continues in the same direction, but also branches off at a 90-degree angle to the left. So you're kind of at a two-way,
Like a T.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I think
And
we should.
they're very these tunnels are very claustrophobic when you're in these small ones, and they're also lower. The ceilings aren't consistent. Sometimes they're about 3 feet, sometimes they're 5 feet, anywhere in between. So to go down these tunnels, sometimes you have to kind of crouch down.
Wait, they're either 3 feet or 5 feet.
Yeah, they kind of.
Natalia's always crouching.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so no, I'm just saying, yeah, sometimes you have to crouch way down and sometimes you have to bend over, right? So these are not comfortable tunnels, easy tunnels to get
Big
through.
fan. And Natalia is kind of frowning at this. And I don't think we should continue down these ones. I think we're gonna continue to get lost.
Yeah. Not if we got another choice.
Yes, let's head back.
Okay, back to the main. Okay. You continue down the main passage, and it cuts left and right a little bit, and then a little while later, there's another small branch off to the right.
What do you think that is?
I mean, we could continue. We could continue or go down the small branch here. Could they fit everything down through here?
We can try.
It's
down.
possible. These would be tight. It'd be tight fits. All of these would be tight fits for the sarcophagus,
Maybe we should
but not
just
impossible.
follow this to the end unless we come across something that, makes us change our mind. Obviously, we're going to keep running into these things.
You're right. And if we continue on each and every one for a few minutes, it's going to stick. If we hear something, maybe we can explore, but otherwise, I think the main passage is the way to go.
I agree. Past. All right, let's keep going. Max is just suddenly gets a feeling she can't shake. And she starts not only holding the light but looking over her shoulder every now and then. I just don't like the idea that we've passed so many open tunnels.
Yeah, you're right. There could be people or something in them. I hope we're going to be, for now, the only ones here.
Yeah, let's keep our ears open.
Okay, so you're walking down the main passage. Maxine, make a luck check, please.
Ooh.
Evie kind of steps. You're kind of wandering. You're not. You're not. I don't mean wandering. Sorry. You're not kind of walking lockstep right down the exact center. And at one point, he kind of gets a little close to the wall, and he slips on something, but kind of catches himself against the wall before he falls, and he kind of looks down. You kind of shine your light down in there, and there's this sort of like kind of grubby, wet moss on the floor and part of the wall. It's just kind of growing there. It's very slippery and has kind of a, now that you're kind of there, you can see it has a kind of a foul smell to it. And that definitely reminds you of, especially Thaddeus, reminds you of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm. This kind of looks. I don't like this.
And Thaddeus has to make a sanity check.
Just that.
Just Thaddeus.
Seeing that bulbous creature.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a loss of 1 sanity point. It's starting to drip away at you. You're not happy.
Yeah, Thaddeus is gonna move back to. I'm not liking this at all.
You okay, Mr. Musa?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is.
Well, don't touch it.
Don't worry. He kind of steps away from it and makes sure that he stays wide. He kind of looks at the bottle of his sandals and it's on his sandals, and he's trying to like scrape it on the floor. Ugh. Disgusting. Ugh. It's whatever that is. I don't like it.
Yes, that's. He's kind of staring at it. He can't go speechless there. That's definitely not good.
This is.
Let's just keep going. We'll keep our eyes out for it.
Yeah. It's, are you going to be alright, Thaddeus?
I think so.
Good. Let's just push through.
Okay. All right, so you push on ahead. And again, not shockingly, you come upon another turn to the right, a smaller passage off to the right, which I'm going to assume you're not taking these small passages. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're just
So
going.
so you proceed on, and then there's a very sharp left of the main passage up a ways, and you follow that, and you feel like you've been walking for hours, and you know you haven't, but it kind of feels that way. It just keeps going on, and you're starting to lose your sense of distance and time almost. Time is kind of becoming elastic. Everybody can try a navigate roll. I want to see if any of you. I'll give all of you a roll.
Hey!
Oh
my God!
Thaddeus!
Dad, I'll try it.
The sand, he's working out.
Yeah, Natalia and Shelley have
Excellent.
no sense of the passage of time. It is Thaddeus who, and Natalia and Maxine. I keep saying Shelley because it still says Shelley on your thing.
I'm changing it.
Shelly, Maxine.
This is great.
I miss Shelley. You two, Thaddeus isn't even aware of it, but you notice Thaddeus is kind of counting steps quietly to himself. Like you weren't sure what he was counting before. You heard him. You're not even sure when you started to notice him mumbling. But as you listen, you hear he's like 293, 294, and it's with each step he's taking.
Taya looks back to Sally. What are you doing?
You're gonna make me lose count. You don't want to get lost, do you? Especially after seeing that oil. What if there was?
And Thaddeus, you have the sense that you have probably walked. Generally, if you even everything out, you think you've probably gone north and or east, somewhere in there, like back, and that's the direction of the other pyramids. And you think you've walked certainly far enough to get to the next pyramid, all told. Although you know there's been lots of turns and twists, so you're not exactly sure where you are in relation to those. But you know it is certainly possible that you think you're still in the vicinity of the pyramids.
There's kind of like, well, how much further do you think we got to this? We turned, but we should be somewhere by the other pyramids, but you're kind of still looking a little nervous.
It feels like we've been walking for hours. How are we only by the other pyramids?
It's just a twist and turns. That's just what I think. I couldn't tell you for sure. But I think we haven't left our vicinity at the very least, and I don't know. He kind of starts looking at the ground, looking for the ooze.
Thankfully, you don't see any ooze, though you were pretty sure you. At first, you thought you saw some, but then you realize there isn't any.
Oh, no, just a shadow. Come on, let's keep going.
I'll keep you with your counting.
Okay. Okay, so you continue on, and again, there's another small passage to the left. You pass that. Not too far after that, there's another small passage to the right. It just keeps going. You wander further. Another small passage to the left. The main passage starts to arc to the right pretty sharply, and then there's another, and it goes, in this time it kind of like winds left, right, like it's weaving around something. And then another small passage to the left. And
As we are going, there's no sense that these passages, as the main hallway starts to turn, that these passages are all kind of going in the same direction, the side passages.
you mean did they all sort of head towards the same place?
Yeah, same.
No, there definitely doesn't seem to be that. You have no idea. There's no sense that like, oh, they all seem to be headed to a similar place. Yes, Thaddeus. Yeah. And you come around one of these sharp kind of winds back and forth, and there is a sudden gust of wind that practically knocks you off your feet, and I need everyone to make a dexterity check for me.
Oh man. All right.
Nice.
I'm passing everything now.
Holy shit!
What?
Yeah!
Nice.
I am strong.
Strong like bull.
Smart like bullshit.
I did not make mine.
Oh no.
Okay, I will push that. I mean, because I suspect since I'm holding the light,
Yes,
that if I fall,
it's
I'll
all right.
probably break the lamp.
Oh, yeah, EB made it. Okay, yeah, go ahead. If you fail, you'll fall hard. Trying to save the light.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, so Maxine kind of slips, and EB actually kind of grabs her by the arm, and just saves her from tumbling down, and Maxine kind of feels the lamp slipping from her fingers, and Natalia sort of grabs the lamp before it hits the ground.
Careful, are you alright, Maxine?
I am, but geez, that was too close.
Where did that gust of wind come from?
It seems to be gone now.
Maybe we're on the right track.
Either on the right track or we're still haunted by that man from before.
I like to be optimistic.
Eh,
And you can see EB, and he asks kind of timidly, how much longer are we going to stay down here?
I don't know, maybe, but we need to keep going. We need to try and find these sarcophagi.
All right. He takes a big breath, and steels himself to go on, and you guys continue to press down the passage. You go a ways without anything, and then there's another small passage to the right, and then you keep going.
Thaddeus will stop. Do you see that?
But
The ooze, it's over there. It's just beyond the light. I see the glistening.
EB says, stay away from it.
Can you? Thaddeus is still kind of looking up to the front.
Can we actually see it once he points it out?
There's definitely a stain on the wall. It looks like it could be. You'd have to get closer to be sure.
Be careful.
try something with me.
EB just wants to go wide around it on the other side. He doesn't want to get it near it. You can see.
Can we get closer, or does it kind of almost shrink away from the light, or can we see it as we get close?
As you get closer with the light, I wouldn't exactly call it shrinking away from the light, but you can see it's just discolored wall.
Oh,
It was like a damp part of the wall, but it's not mossy or gooey or anything. It's just a darkened, like, he had pretty good eyes to see that.
and it must have been the lights playing the chateau.
I don't know about that. Natalia, she's going to kind of look. She's going to step away. She tells everyone, one moment. Let me just take steps ahead. And she's going to walk up ahead, not out of like kind of the beam of light area, but almost to the edge of where kind of our light extends to.
Yep.
Just to see if she can kind of maybe even get at least somewhat of a glimpse, like kind of further into the darkness, just to see if there's anything strange that's just like out of their lantern light, basically.
No, but you can sort of see what looks like it might be a dead end ahead. You're not sure, though.
It's just that this feeling that there's something, maybe.
Do you see anything?
Does Natalia see anything?
They
We lost Aaron again.
uh,
Aaron.
No!
yeah, I'm
Can you
back.
hear us?
I'm back. Oh yeah, I can hear. I have never not heard you.
Oh, weird.
Or
that's
no,
strange.
sorry, no, I did not hear you before. That's right. Now you didn't
Oh.
hear me. Ugh,
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, that's weird.
I don't know what is going on. So I missed the part. Did you say they moved the light forward so you can see better?
So basically, when they were moving, after kind of they had that greenish tint in the light, she just tells them to stay still, and she makes her way kind of to the edge of wherever their light is.
Yes,
to see if
I
she
heard
can
that.
see anything. Yeah, like
Yeah,
she's just gonna try and see.
you just see that it looks like there may be you may be coming up on a dead end. It's a little hard to see though because it's so dim up there.
We might be coming up on the dead end, but let's keep moving forward. I have ideas, but we'll see.
Okay, you push forward and actually it looks like for a minute like it's going to dead end. You can see a wall ahead, like straight ahead, an end, but actually it turns out that it branches left and right. You're like at the end of a T. And definitely to the right is the wider passage. To the left is a smaller passage comparatively.
She's gonna look at the walls just to see if there's any like scrape marks or anything obvious.
There are definitely some. Again, you see the skulls, the inwardly facing skulls, planted every few yards in the wall, and there are actually, now that you're looking, there are some carvings in the wall, some crude drawings.
She kind of pulls EB over and points to them. I don't know if you know what they mean or anything, or if you could decipher them at all.
Yeah, I mean it's a little tricky to figure out what they mean. I can let somebody try an anthropology roll, but even without that,
I can do that, baby.
well, go for it.
I forgot she's interested in anthropology.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so first of all, these carvings in the wall start here at the T and continue on down the main passage. If you continue, like take a sharp right, and the pictures are very crudely carved, but you can see that they're supposed to be of people, and they are being processed, like marched along, by creatures that are like mythical Egyptian creatures that are like people with the heads of like a bird or a jackal or something, different animal heads. So like human bodies, but heads of a different creature. And clearly the people being herded along are like, they're like slaves or captives. And you can see, I mean, just your experience as an anthropologist or at least an amateur anthropologist would kind of tell you the idea here would be you're supposed to see these and see that this is your doom. That you are being ushered along to your destruction.
Oh. Yeah, I tell you.
And the procession is going in the direction that you are heading.
And Natalia kind of sees that. You can see there's like a grimace on her face. And she looks back to the others. This is. She points down the main passage. I think to the right that it's going, right?
Yes.
This way is. Apparently, it was a passageway for death of slaves. These carvings are kind of a warning, basically, that we are traveling to our doom.
Does that mean we're on the right track or the wrong one? I guess maybe we wouldn't be going the same way as the slaves. Maybe we should go the other way.
Left? I have to agree.
So, are you saying you want to take the smaller passage to the left, the side passage?
Duh.
Okay. All right, you go to the left, and it goes for a little while, and there's a 90-degree. There's another passage 90 degrees off to the right, so you can go continue or take a right.
We're getting back into winding territory.
But you do notice that on the walls here, these cramped walls, they also have these little carvings. And the procession is, you're kind of going, you're swimming upstream, as it were, against the procession in the direction you're heading.
Interesting. She looks that this is where they came from. They were being led down this passage and down. She points backwards where they came, down that way, to the right.
Did those other little tunnels have this on there and we just didn't notice?
It's possible you didn't notice because you weren't looking very closely at the walls, really. And the, they're kind of subtle in places. So you're not really 100% sure. You don't remember seeing any?
It could be that these are all funneling into one place. I don't know if we should continue the way it points.
it might lead to where we're supposed to be going. Maybe it leads to some sort of chamber where they're holding the sarcophagi. Maybe that's sacrifice the slaves or something there.
I guess that kind of makes sense. If they're going to sacrifice slaves, it's going to be to something they think is important.
Maybe we should look to the right instead. She looks back to Thaddeus.
Let's go to the right. Either way, I think it's bad news any way we go except for out. So
To the right it is then.
Let's see. I need someone to make a listen check. Thaddeus, I need a listen check from you.
Here, here. Ah!
can I push it? No.
No, because it's a passive check. You didn't try to hear this. This is just. So you guys, are you heading back to the main passage? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Or, okay. All right. So you're heading back to the main passage. Let's see. I will let Natalia and Maxine also try a listen check.
Yes.
Okay. Natalia, as you're walking, by the time you reach the main passage, you are fairly sure you heard like a stone, like little stone fall on the echo in the passage behind you. And it sounded like maybe footsteps. And
she
you
turns around.
you've just like stepped out into the main passage when you hear it.
Yeah, she turns around at that and frowns and kind of whispers to. I think here. I thought I heard someone was coming. And sound like a stone being almost kicked back the way we came. She points down the hallway, this narrow passage.
Back towards you mean back the way you just came? That's where the sound's coming from.
Yeah. Oh, like in the big passage?
No. Oh, so
the
you
small.
want to go back in the main
No.
passage? Which way are you trying to usher them?
Wait one sec. Let me see if I can get. I can't draw. I can draw. So if we have. This is the main passage, right? And then we have the T.
Yep.
And the slaves are going this way.
That's right.
But we went. This is the great arrow. We went that way.
Yes.
And then it continued on, and then it went to the left.
Actually,
so
to the
she
right.
heard-
But yeah.
Oh,
So like that.
that way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she heard the rock like in this area.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, you guys were heading back this way, right?
Yeah.
You got back to the main, and you heard something from behind you, from the way
Yeah.
you just came.
That's the way that she's pointing backwards.
Yes,
is
okay.
if you hear someone that way.
Okay, so what do you do in real time? What is the?
Natalia wants to go back that way.
Back toward the sound.
Nah.
So do you start heading back in?
She will turn around and start walking. And just gonna make hand motions for the others to follow. But whether they do or not, that's up to them.
Yeah. Max will pull her weapon out.
yeah, Thaddeus will do the same and start following.
Okay. So you start walking, and Natalia, I need you to make a stealth check for me then.
Oh, good.
Or sneak, I forget what it is.
Stealth.
No, stealth. Okay, there we go. Okay, not bad. So you you're creeping along the passage going that way. Of course, you've got a light, so you're not going to be completely. You don't see any lights ahead of you. But at one point, Maxine's holding the flashlight, right? Or is it a flash? No, it's not a flashlight.
No,
No,
it's a lantern.
lantern.
The lantern. Okay, so you start going that way, and right at the edge of the lantern, you see for sure a dark shape in the passage that takes up most of the passage. And of course, the ceiling is a little higher in this one than the other smaller passages. And there's a person crouched, but there's something. Natalia, you're in front, so
Yes, I am.
make a spot hidden check for me.
Oh, I'm so scared. I feel
Before you can get any kind of good look at this person, it withdraws from the light, and you can hear its footsteps kind of padding away fairly quickly in the dark. And you make an intelligence check for me. Oh yes, so you can figure out pretty well at the speed that you hear these footsteps, they must be able to see almost in pitch black, because they're not like groping their way along this thing, like they are moving at speed in pitch black.
Yeah, Natalia, she stops, takes a step back towards the light, and looks a bit scared back towards the others. But we're definitely being watched.
Being watched.
There's something in the darkness. Something watching. Something that can see. How we cannot. They can see when there's no light. It's just moving too quickly to explain how I can move. Just pitch black.
God. Dad starts backing up, a little wide-eyed. What did it look like? You couldn't tell?
Yeah, it's just it's too far. I can only see shadow.
Maybe it's the ooze.
Honestly, it could be. I'm not discounting anything. But it wasn't just stationary. It's moving.
Yeah, you all could hear the footsteps echoing, kind of quick down the passage away from you.
Well, I guess the good news is it went away when we went toward it.
True. I think we should just. We know that there's something, at least one thing. There might be more. I don't know, but we should continue the way we came and not try to pursue this. I feel it might try to lead us to some trap of sorts.
That's good thinking. Maybe it wants us to follow.
I feel like anything that's down here, living, or you can see down here, is not going to be friendly.
No, of course. It's a pyramid. That anything in here is bound to be something that wants to eat us. Like the ooze.
Just hope it is a regular amount of teeth. Let's go back to to main passage then go to right instead. I don't think this is the way. I don't know, really.
Yeah, EB agrees, and in fact, since he's in the back, which would make him in the front going back, he turns and just starts to walk, assuming you're going to go back that way. He the look on his face when you all heard the footsteps, you could see him kind of, Maxine, you're right you're right in front of him, and you could feel him jump and kind of put his hand on your arm for a minute just to steady himself. He's quite spooked. So yeah, he kind of turns and almost pulls you back with him, Maxine, because you have the light.
Yeah, we're coming. It's not too fast, Mr. Musa. We don't want to. Well, it's better to be cautious.
All right. Yeah, he tries to keep a steady pace, but you can see he kind of almost once he gets close to the main thing, you can see he almost breaks into a run to get back into the main passage. Like he just can't quite discipline himself enough to keep a steady pace the last few yards. And when you join him in the main passage, he's kind of breathing heavy.
Is everything okay?
I'm all right. And he kind of looks down at his long knife that he picked up. He just kind of looks at it curiously. He says, "I wonder how many men this has killed."
I'm sure it's quite a few, and it's a good thing you have it in case, and it's thirsty for more. Maybe it'll be them and get a little payback.
Don't say such a thing. He's thirsty for more. He kind of throws it on the floor, like he can't touch it now.
It could either be used against you or for you.
No. I don't want the cursed blade. You're probably right. It is thirsty for more. It's cursed. Like this whole place. I can feel it.
Which way do we go?
He pulls out his smaller knife.
We should. I guess I don't want to call it the slave path, but it's kind of what it is.
Well, then let's go.
Okay. You proceed. All along the way are these carvings. You can see as you look at them a little, as you're going by, they're obviously not all done by the same hand, right? So it's different people carving them because the artistic quality varies dramatically. Little sections have been done. If anyone wants to make an archaeology roll, they can do that.
Sure. Oh, wait, archaeology.
Yep, archaeology.
Let's see.
Nope.
Maybe.
It's worth a try, right?
Fine, man. I'm sure there's gonna be better.
There's always worse, and I'm not great at it. And by not great, I mean one.
Yeah, that's not great at all. Close.
You can push it if you want to spend some time studying them, but initially that's your impression.
I pushed it.
Oh, you pushed it. Okay, so you spent a little time looking. Um, you start. The two of you notice Thaddeus kind of becomes really enthralled by these pictures. And he's kind of following along the wall. And Thaddeus, you kind of keep going back and forth between wanting to get up close and seeing it to, being afraid that there, a sense that ooze might come out from these cracks and carvings at any moment, but it doesn't happen. And you get the very strong sense. You can see that there are definitive styles of the art in these carvings, and you can see from your knowledge of Egyptian art over time that these carvings have been carved over centuries and more likely millennia. These probably reach back 3,000 or 4,000 years. You can trace some artistic elements of some of these back, about 3,000 years.
Wow, these kind of stand. These are really old.
And some of them all the way up through, late antiquity, like after, in the ADs. So what you're seeing are carvings that represent a passage of time over about 3,000 years at least.
These things are very ancient. You kind of keep looking at it. You're talking almost a few thousand years. Maybe, the latest might be that it's just beyond the first century AD.
Wait a minute, you're saying that people have been down here making these carvings? They were doing that for over 3,000 years?
Yes, and it's like each generation, if you want to call it that, kind of adds their own addition to this crazy procession. So it's not like one time period did one section of the wall. It's sort of like you see elements of the different times, like little additions all over the place. It's almost like a graffiti, like somebody has added their own little couple of people, their own little, Birdman to the picture. But the genres are all, mixed up because they've been done at different times.
Yes,
it's done by so many different hands and different people that you get this. I mean, there must have been hundreds or thousands of people that have done these carvings. You get this sense of scale and awe of, this is not like, a few artists did this. This is like something everyone does.
works its way down the wall some more. There's differences, but yeah, this is some of this is beyond ancient.
If there's, I don't know, there's some sort of, if there's something down here, or maybe even some things, I don't know, maybe they somehow adapted to being down here in these small offshoots. They're rougher. Maybe they carved them out themselves.
It's possible.
You think something's living down here?
We already saw something, but Why would it be down here without light?
I don't know. Maybe there's more light than we know, and our eyes just haven't adjusted. I don't like to think about it. Where are we going?
Let's just continue. I don't. I just. Oh, it's down here. The sarcophagus.
Yes. Did I lose you guys?
Nope.
No.
Okay, all right. There's just silence. I never know now. All right, so are you proceeding? Once Thaddeus is done with his analysis.
Yes.
Okay. So you continue on, and it winds a little bit, and you sort of have been walking along as you're looking at this, so it's not like you just stood in one place. You're getting this sense by studying it as you walk along. There is a smaller passage that branches off to the right, but it does not have any of these carvings. The main passage continues to have the procession carvings. So I assume you're going to continue on the main.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go, and at this point, the passage kind of straightens out and becomes much more, I guess the word might be formal. It's more finely carved. The walls aren't as irregular as you have been gotten used to now. The carvings continue, and it takes a little turn, and then there is a passage off to the right that is almost as wide as the main passage, and has a ceiling that is as high as the main passage as well. And you can see that the carvings proceed down that way.
This is. Natalia kind of looks to the wall. Are there still the inward-facing skulls?
There are. Yes, those haven't stopped.
Are they removable?
They're not meant to be, but you imagine you could probably pull one out. If you could certainly give it a try.
Yeah, Natalia's been a bit curious as they've disgusted but curious, and she's gonna kind of look at one and she's gonna attempt to pull it out.
Okay, make a luck check.
See if it shatters. Ha!
It takes some effort to pull on it, but the stone around the skulls, it seems like they've sort of been mortared in, and so you can kind of, with some pulling and twisting, you kind of get the skull out, and it's mostly intact. Part of it sort of breaks, but the skull's mostly intact when you pull it out.
Is it just like a regular human skull, or is it kind of different?
It looks like a regular human skull to you. But I'll let you make a medicine or first aid check to see if you notice any fine details that might suggest anything.
I noticed nothing.
Yeah, unless you want to push it by studying it longer, but you don't notice
No.
anything. It looks like a normal skull to you. Maybe a little on the small side.
Yeah, she kind of looks at it and frowns.
But you also wouldn't be surprised that it's smaller, because as an anthropologist, you'd be aware that skulls from older times are generally smaller than what we're used to.
She
She has her bag with her, and she's actually gonna put it in her bag.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she just shakes her head. Sorry, I had a theory.
No.
Ebi looks at you strangely as you're putting it in your bag, but he doesn't say anything.
Are you sure that's wise to put it in your bag?
Yeah, but well, we've had quite a time in this endeavor, and if we survive all of it, I have souvenir to give Svetlana. So
But if it's cursed, are you sure you want to get it to Svetlana? It's coming from a pyramid sharpened slaves.
it might be, but I'll hold on to it and see if I get struck by more hand lightning.
Eh. Or ooze. Did you check that thing for ooze?
It doesn't look like Ted's ooze. Teddy's.
You never know. I get the feeling this place is crawling with it.
I understand how you feel. This is longer than I've ever wanted to spend inside Pyramid, especially after Poro.
If you're done stealing stuff from the pyramids, can we move on?
Sorry.
So which way are you moving on?
Slave path.
Okay. You head down that way, and as you walk down this little passage, you can feel as you walk, almost with every step, it gets a little cooler. The air is colder, and it feels like the sounds ahead, even though you hardly hear anything at all, really, you get this sense of a larger space ahead of you.
I think we're getting somewhere. I think maybe we're close.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way, like it just not as closed in.
The
Ooh, the web.
It opens up, and you can feel immediately that the ceiling is vast above you. You're entering a massive space.
what is this?
Okay, let's look
And
around.
the floor changes under your feet as you step in.
Watch your steps.
Is there any light up ahead?
Can we see what's all the way up ahead?
If you see it, you see
Red
it.
glow.
What is that?
Yeah, there's sort of this coming from below the floor level, like something descending into this reddish light, and there's kind of like a mist or smoke sort of roiling up from this place that's below floor level, kind of rising up in the red light, so you can see the smoke or the mist in this red glow. And
And we-
clearly in between you can see there are all these pillars.
We can see this sarcophagus.
Yes, you can see lights further on, but that's way far away. Yes, there is a little bit of dim light in here, and you're not exactly sure that the light is coming from somewhere above, but you're not really sure where. Like you can't even see a ceiling. It's just darkness up there. And yet there's sort of light filtering down into the chamber. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
This is strange indeed. Let's,
What is this place?
I don't know, but Yibi, if once we get out, we can tell someone about this. This is
Who are we going to tell? Who would believe us? And he is not. He's like his hand is on Maxine's arm, like he is not leaving that light.
we could tell archaeologists, scientists. Is as horrifying as all of this has been. It's fascinating.
It's new.
This place is cursed. I can feel it in my soul. Allah protect us.
The whole pyramid is cursed, Evie.
But this place, I can feel it. Do you not feel it?
I
There are
definitely feel
dark things here, spirits. I can feel them.
Let us stay in the light then. But let us.
And Natalia, she's kind of pushing at the edge of the light, like really wanting to hurry in. And kind of that fear that was there before, it's more just fascination with this room now.
Slow down. Do you remember what happened last time we went to the stranger?
This is just. I'm quite amazed. Just by the sheer architecture of it all.
Maxine starts looking around. Is the light catching any movement anywhere else in the room?
Make a spot check for me. You don't see any movement other than the flickering of the lights. And of course the movement of the smoke, but that's really all that catches your eye. You don't see anybody moving around or shapes, in the shadows. I mean, you see plenty of shapes in the shadows, but nothing moving.
I want to look at these pillars.
Yeah, they're almost black. They're like black with flecks of silver in them, and they are they reach up as far as your light can go. Like you don't even know where the tops of them are. For all you know, they're holding up some ceiling that is many yards above you. But as the light shines on them, you can see that the pillars are covered in these scrawls. Some, or do you? I don't know if you take any time to study them, but there's definitely there's writings all over these pillars.
Natalia's definitely going to have a look just to see.
Does Maxine stop to give her light to see by? Because you're the light source.
She's not gonna go on without Natalia, so.
Okay. So you're looking at it, and you can hear. You hear like sounds coming from this place here.
Is it from the obelisk or like the pillars themselves?
No,
Oh. She... So can she decipher anything on the pillar, or
well, I think that would distract you for the moment.
true?
You just heard like a scream.
Can we tell where it's coming from? Or...
It's definitely coming from down those stairs. These are like black stairs heading down into that red mist.
Look, so we came here looking for the sarcophagus, and I don't see any sarcophagus. Maybe we should call it a day.
She points far up ahead. There's something up there.
Yes. Without that light over there?
I don't think we should descend down this place.
But I think we should watch it while we explore. Somebody should stand here and make sure nothing comes up.
Natalia, as you step on the edge of that, make a power check for me.
Oh no!
Yeah, you feel a compulsion to step down the stairs. You want to know, like, you just feel this, almost this will calling you down. And there's a part of you that almost wants to do it. Like,
She puts her foot on the stair and feels that pull. She just kind of stands there for a moment before stepping back up onto it and looks to Thaddeus and kind of puts a hand on his chest. Don't step any closer.
Oh.
Go around.
Does anybody want to stand here and stare at this hole and make sure nothing comes out of it, or do we want to turn our back to it?
No, let's get it. Let's go around it. Let's all go around it.
Evie is practically hyperventilating at this point. He's as Maxine, you can hear him muttering, and you're not exactly sure what he's saying, but you catch the word Allah a few times, and you're fairly certain he must be muttering prayers. And he's very, he's almost at the point of severe agitation at this point.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, you go.
Maxine will, obviously senses that he's very, very, very perturbed, and she kind of holds on to his forearm, and she's going to start heading around the side of this. She doesn't want to get anywhere near the stairs. Actually, she's probably going to start putting some distance between her and whatever that is, period.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying, "Don't go in there. Stay away from it. It is the very pits of hell."
And I think you might be right. Come on, let's get away from there.
Come, Thaddeus.
Yes,
Thaddeus, I want a power check from you as well.
hell.
Oh shit!
I'm good at power checks.
You
Except for
say
this.
that.
Except for this time.
Yeah, Natalia, you say, come on, Thaddeus, it's time that let's get out of here. And you start to walk and you turn and you see Thaddeus is just kind of staring at this light like he's entranced. He's not making any move to follow you.
He's gonna take steps back and grab onto Thaddeus. Thaddeus, come.
You kind of hear this distant voice, Thaddeus, of like, it's Natalia, but it's sort of like a pesky voice.
He'll keep staring. And he shake his head no. It's kind of beautiful.
Yes. I'm going to grab you with my good arm in 5 seconds if you don't move away.
And Thaddeus, to you, it's like this bright red place. Somehow you know that there's no ooze that can follow you there.
It's safe down there. It is. The ooze. I can't get this. You know, the one from Peru. Maybe I should tell Natalia.
Yeah, I think you'd want to save her too.
And I kind of look over. It's safe there. And he'll kind of grab onto her and let's go.
Natalia's gonna pull back and try to pull him with, like, as he grabs onto her, she grabs onto him and is going to pull him backwards as he's trying to pull her forward.
Thaddeus, make a power check for me.
I used to be good at these.
We'll see.
Actually, in this case, it's good that you failed, because she's pulling you very hard back, and so you kind of had made up your mind to go, but you're not so determined to go that when she pulls you back, it's like you can't, you don't fight her. So you kind of let her pull you back, and you're a little confused. But you're sort of back to some rationality.
And Thaddeus will shake his head. What? What's happened?
It doesn't matter. Come on. Back.
What's taking you two so long?
Come on! You can't seriously be thinking about going in there. Don't be a fool, man.
Natalia just keeps a hold of Thaddeus as she walks around back to Maxine. It's okay.
That was odd.
I felt it too, Thaddeus.
Felt inviting, did it not?
It did. Very inviting. We need to stay away.
Yes. Okay. And as you move this way, you start to you see there's like an edge here, and there's some, like right on the edge of what you can see, you hear the sounds of like lapping water or something, just very slight.
Don't go too close, it might be ooze.
I think that might be.
So do we reach a wall or
Nope, that's not a wall. That's like a
lip of a pool?
like the lip of a pool, exactly. And you can
I'm not
hear the
going in there.
waters. Yeah, you can hear the waters roiling. Like
There's no
bubbles.
reason for that.
Let's stay near the edge of the wall, I guess, over here, or maybe over by these pillars.
Of course. I'm assuming everything in here wants to try and kill us.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine, she says, kind of looking back at Evie with a little concern.
Yeah, his face says that you're full of it. he as you proceed, and like each time you've talked to EB now, Maxine, you can see like it's more and more just a look of fatalistic resignation. Like you can tell he's just kind of like preparing to accept his horrible fate, whatever that might be.
All right, do we see this light up ahead?
Oh yeah.
Is it on a
It-
platform?
Yes. These are steps going up, and you can see these are like braziers with stone figures, Egyptian, like Egyptian pharaoh type figures, holding these braziers, and they're lit.
Well, somebody had to come down here and light these.
Oh, they've been lit the whole time.
Is that what I think it is? In the
It
middle?
certainly looks that way.
Shine your light over here. Let's see.
Ugh.
It has to be the sarcophagus. It looks just like what you saw in the photo.
Is there anything? Is it? I'm guessing it's sealed, right?
Yes.
Does it look like it's been opened recently?
You look at it closely, and let's see. Thaddeus, you have some archaeology. You can see. Sorry, guys at home, I forgot to move the camera. You can see that that the seal has been broken.
Yes, this has been tampered with.
Maybe
Better check the expiration date.
maybe the items are inside with her.
Maybe we should open it.
That's what I was thinking. There's definitely still that excitement that's in the Ty's voice.
Open it, huh? It looks real heavy.
Oh, I can push quite a bit.
Yes, and with all their help, we'd be able to open it. If the items are inside, it would give us great advantage.
Yes, we could take them.
If the body's inside, it might be able to even greater advantage.
We could take that too.
Well, if
Throw it into hell.
you really think that this is a good idea, all right. Maxine continues to look off into the darkness for any sign of movement.
And Thaddeus will go in to help Natalia.
We'll push it.
Push it.
All right, are you trying to push it off?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're not gonna be. Thaddeus ain't gonna be gentle. They ain't trying to like make sure that nobody knows it wasn't disturbed. But to him,
Oh, we're
it's more
pushing
about
it.
All right, you can Natalia, you can make a strength check with a bonus die because Thaddeus is assisting.
throwing his weight behind it.
Ooh!
All right, that's good. So it takes some effort, but yes, you can slide it off, and it kind of crashes to the floor on the other side, and let's
no.
see. Oh no, sorry.
I was gonna say the braziers went out. Oh no!
Yeah, you pull it. I sorry, I didn't have. I thought I had a picture of the stuff inside. I don't. There is a mummy inside, for sure. Your light, when the light shines on it, Everyone make a sanity check
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
with one,
failed
but with
again.
one bonus die. I'll give you one bonus die.
Damn, Maxine. Uh
Failed them all.
Uh,
Same.
okay. You don't lose any sanity by looking at this, but those of you who failed it are very unnerved by its appearance. It is most definitely a female, but she is mummified like a pharaoh. She has her I forget what those hats are that the pharaohs wore, like a very tall fez almost, and her arms are crossed in front of her, and in each hand she's holding an inverted ankh across her chest. And the mummy's not moving or anything, but there is something very unnerving about the appearance of this mummy. And the air in here is not as bad as you would have expected, so your sense is that this has been opened before, Thaddeus.
Do you see that? That's hard.
This is.
She, do you see any of that stuff that we were looking for?
Ebi sing, why are we disturbing the dead? We are bound to bring curses on us.
She's going to disturb. Going to be disturbed anyway. She's
She's-
already disturbed.
Yes, this isn't the first time, and it has to be recently. The way the smell is dissipated, there should be a stench along with this if it was closed for a length of time.
But the stuff, that girdle and a crown, is it there?
There's no girdle, there's no crown.
Well, what are we gonna do then?
I say we toss the body into that pit.
No. That's maybe what it wants or something. Maybe we should just burn it right here.
Yeah, all right. You got that other lamp. You can put oil on her.
Yeah, we'll take out the other lamp and pour some of the oil.
You're talking about this, and Ebi suddenly points past Maxine with this horrified look on his face.
Maxine turns around in slow motion.
And the question is, it is now midnight. Do you want to go on, or do you want to continue? I mean, or do you want to wait till next
I was gonna
time?
say both options.
So I'll go
I
on and
definitely-
continue.
Yes, please. At least for a little bit. I want to see where this.
Okay. You see these figures standing in the dim light.
Oh, shit.
Thaddeus seeing and we'll look at Maxine.
And they are slowly walking, and you're like one steps up onto they step up onto the steps, this one especially in the light. And you can see that it's a human body, but the head, well, you can see what the head looks like.
Thaddeus will look at Maxine. Maxine, will you please pass me that lamp you're holding.
Don't drop it, she says, keeping her eye on these things. Yeah, I don't reckon they speak English, so I don't know if we can talk our way out of this.
I need everyone to make a sanity check at this point. Oh, Thaddeus.
Poor Thaddeus.
And Evie, of course. Oh, and he's already lost a
He's doing okay though.
little bit. He has been, yeah, but I haven't been deducting anything. Oh, no, he fails. Okay. So, Thaddeus, you can roll a die 8 for your sanity loss.
Oh no, he's about to
Because
go.
as they step into the light, okay, that's good. It's only one. And someone roll for EB. How about Maxine, since you're close?
Oh,
no.
Oh
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll see. So, yes, I mean, the thing is, Thaddeus, I don't know about Maxine and Natalia. They might, it kind of looks like people with masks of some kind on, like elaborate costume heads. But Thaddeus, you're convinced these are actual hybrid, abominations of humans and some sort of animal, combination, which is crazy.
Dude, they're animals and humans. And Thaddeus holding up the lantern. He had an idea before he went temporary insane, and then until he started seeing these things. And he kind of backs into Natalia a little bit.
If you're gonna burn it, because we gotta get out of here.
All right.
Burn it.
All right, it is initiative time because one of them gives out like this thing lets out this this sound, like a weird bird cry, and they all kind of in one motion kind of start rushing forward.
Oh no.
Can I have a round of aim?
Yes, because you did start to aim as they were walking up. So you already have an aim. Okay, so Falcon is first to go, and unfortunately for him, he's kind of behind this statue. So his turn is actually kind of waiting for everyone else to get out of the way. He's giving the order to rush whatever that is. Right? He kind of raises his head and arms back and gives out this massive like bird caw. So if you imagined that this was a costume, Maxine and Natalia, you're fairly well convinced that can't quite be, or it shouldn't be. How could that be? All right, Natalia.
So Thaddeus has the lantern in hand. So she
So Maxine still has a torch. Thaddeus has a lantern, but not lit. Correct?
No, he's got.
No.
he's got the
Yeah.
lit lantern now.
Got the lit one.
From Maxine.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got both. So Natalia, she steps in front of Thaddeus, kind of ready, and she just looks back. Light is on fire.
Be ready to run.
I'm ready.
All right. This one oh I didn't put EB in the queue. Let's put EB in
He's
there.
freaking the fuck out.
Okay. Yes, this one. All right, so we already did them. So this one rushes at you, Maxine. And as it gets into the light, you can see it's got like this crocodile head. And it does not look like a Halloween mask. The jaws are opening like they're going to try to devour your head. Do you want to dodge or fight back?
If I fight back, can I use the pistol?
Yes.
Or is it fight
If you
back?
fight back,
Okay.
you can use the pistol and you can use your aim. Which,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
okay, so actually, because it will be at point blank range, since you've aimed at it and you're shooting at it as it comes, you'll get 2 bonus dice. However, you do have to do better than it to hit it.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Otherwise, your
Okay.
shot goes wide. That was very good. So you hit, you struck it hard, and it growls as you shoot it in the stomach, and it kind of stops for a minute. You've caused it to stumble. Thaddeus.
Thaddeus is going to throw the lantern on top of the mummy.
Like hard, trying to shatter the. Okay.
Damn.
Make a You can either make a throw check or a dexterity check. I'm imagining you'll want dexterity, but that's up to you.
Wait a minute. We only have 1 lantern, right?
That's
too.
right. Oh.
One's lit though, one's not, so we'll be.
And who has the other lantern?
I think
Thaddeus
I
had both.
I think
didn't
Thaddeus had both.
Okay.
Ooh.
So 2-fisted lanterns.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead. It's either dexterity or.
Don't fuck this up.
Can I push that?
Yes, I will let you push that.
But it's gonna be bad if you fail.
I am gonna be a human
Or you can spend 9 luck.
torch. I will spend.
Oh.
I will spend 9 luck if you give me that option.
I will give you that option. All right. So drop your luck. Which is your green bubble. And then I need you to. Hello?
Hello?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I need you to drop your luck and then make a luck check.
Oh man. It got lower, guys.
Oh! The lantern, like you throw it right at, and the lantern shatters perfectly. The oil spreads everywhere, and the flames light quickly, let's say. So, very nice.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So this thing is rushing at you, Natalia.
Of course. I expected this. I'm going to attempt to, I guess, punch it as it's trying to attack me.
Okay, so you're gonna fight back.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pray for me.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, you win. A nice punch. You punch it right in the face, and it looks exactly like it does in the picture. It's kind of like its head rolls back and it roars in pain as you punch it.
Natalia feels pretty damn successful.
Maxine.
Yeah, she's gonna shoot this thing again. So I'm point blank. If I take 2 shots, where does that leave me?
So point blank, you'll get a bonus die, and more than 1 shot means each shot is at a penalty die, so it evens out.
Okay,
So
that's what I'm gonna
basically,
do.
yeah. So you want to take 2 shots? You can do that.
Yep.
All right, go ahead. That's a miss.
And a critical. No,
So
a hard
a
and
hard success. Okay, so that's a good shot. So you shoot it in the head, and it goes stumbling backwards down the steps.
Now, can we move on our turn or not?
Yeah, a little bit. Like you can either move or do something. I try to keep. The official rules, I think, are that you kind of move and do something, but I tend to like it better when it's more of a micro action. So, yes, you can.
I'm
you can
just
move a little.
backing up
You can
a
move a
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah, you can certainly move a little bit if you want. EB is making way for you. In fact, EB is running. Like he's.
But there's no light over there.
Nope, there isn't. But you can as you back away, you hear him go, ah! And he just starts tearing down these steps.
EB, stay with us.
This thing is gonna try to get at you, Natalia. Again, it's gonna be at have a penalty die this round just because the other one's sort of in its way, and you just punched that thing almost back into it. But it's still trying to rush at you, and it's got these horns on its head, and it's trying to rush you like a bull.
Shit. And I only can dodge, right? Since I already fought back.
No, you can fight back again. It's just you will be at a penalty die as well.
I'm gonna dodge then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you dodged very nicely. You can move yourself a little bit if you want to. A couple feet here or there.
It's actually she's mostly just gonna stay kind of
Okay.
in front of Thaddeus.
Yep. All right, and we're back to the Falcon. He is he stops and sees this guy tumbling down and angrily starts to rush up the steps at Thaddeus, because it gives out this cry of despair or anger or something, and is rushing at Thaddeus. It doesn't quite get there in time to attack. That's a little too far to move and attack. So it's getting right up close to Thaddeus as everything else is unfolding. Natalia.
Can't really run at this point. It's too hard. I guess we're gonna go. Yeah, she kind of just turns to Thaddeus. Shoot this bird thing! And she's gonna punch the cat again.
And the cat will fight back. It's angry.
This kitty.
Oh, that's a hit for 4.
That's really bad.
That's a hit for 4.
I'm at 2.
Yeah.
It's now time to
Raked
run.
across the chest. Oh no.
And the crocodile just drops limp on the steps. Thaddeus. Oops, I kind of skipped you, but it's your turn, Thaddeus.
Thaddeus, as he sees the bird coming in here, Talia tells him to shoot it, and then sees her take a hit. He's gonna. Natalia, we need to back off. We need to run away. and he's gonna shoot. Well, he doesn't have his pistol out, so he's gonna reach for. I guess he would have to reach for his pistol.
You can pull your pistol, and I will let you try to take a quick shot, but you'll be at you'll have to make a dexterity check to get it out fast enough, and you'll be at a penalty die, which will be counterbalanced by the point blank range. So it'll be a normal shot, but you got to make a dexterity shot. So either way, you'll fire off a round. But if you fail your dexterity, it's just gonna like go into the ground because you're shooting too fast, like before you can even get it up. So you have like just a split second to get your gun out and take a shot. So that's up to you, or you can just be safe.
It hit the ground.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay, yeah. All right, so shot goes off. It hits the ground though. And you have a 38, right?
It's a Luger, right? I remember.
Oh, you both have Lugers. Look at that, you little Lugers, you.
Oh, that would have been a nice shot too.
Oh my, that would have been an impale.
Shame.
Nice. All right. So it is Cheetah. The cheetah comes back at you, Natalia, trying to bite.
Oh, I'll try to fight back. I'm so nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes! And it fumbled, so yes, I'm gonna... so you're fighting... I'm not even going to... It did so badly, I'm gonna say it doesn't even consume your defense. Like, it was so easy to... Like, it was already off balance. You punched it, and it kind of tried to come back too fast, and you just give it another haymaker and send it flying back down the steps. Maxine.
Yeah, she's gonna try to... She doesn't have any light. She can't run away, so... She's gonna move forward until she's in point blank range, and she's gonna take 2 shots at Bird.
Okay, shooting as she advances. All right, go ahead. So that's gonna be just normal. 2 normal shots.
Ah,
Ooh.
2 misses.
And they're so good.
Oh gosh, yeah. You're I think I'm gonna interpret this as sort of like, you're so close. It's just there's so much chaos, and there's fire next to you now. The flames are starting to, billow up from the sarcophagus, and it's like scary. This is weird for her, obviously. So I'd say her aim is off. Evie disappears. And now this bull tries to gore you again, Natalia.
Oh, I'll try to fight back.
You are so brave.
I'm so brave. Yeah!
Oh!
My bravery pays off.
You punch it like right on the nose as it's like lowering to get you to come at you again, and you just like give it a hard punch, and it stumbles also. Like you're just going crazy on these things. And next is the Falcon Thaddeus. It is that's interesting. It is call odd or even, Thaddeus.
Odd. Oh, that
Odd.
is.
We'll go with that.
Odd. Okay, so it does not attack you. It jumps onto the sarcophagus to try to start pulling the mummy out of the flames, which is going to be very difficult. So it's immediately going to take some fire damage just from being on the lip there. And it's reaching down in there to grab it. I'm going to give it a small chance of being able to do something.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it got extreme. It does actually pull the mummy. Not all the way out, but it has the mummy in its hands. and it is pulling it. So, Natalia.
Yeah, she looks back to Thaddeus and Max. Don't let them pull it out. And she's gonna keep going after this bull.
Okay. It's gonna dodge.
She's feeling pretty good, considering with her arm and everything. But she's feeling like good about herself.
Oh, nope.
She misses though.
Yep.
That's okay.
The crocodile is definitely gone. Thaddeus.
Thaddeus seeing the chicken thing trying to pull the body out. He's going to turn with his point blank, try to shoot it in the head.
Okay. You get a bonus die.
Yeah. Oh, I was trying to think if I was going to try to do 3 shots with it. Because that's a penalty shot each time, right?
Yes, it's a separate shot each time, and it would be at normal instead of bonus for each, because if you take more than 1 shot, they're all at 1 penalty die.
All right, we'll do that. We'll take the 3 shots.
Okay, go ahead. It is not diving. It's trying to. Okay, well that's you just nick it. That's a good shot. No. It is still up. But it has taken its shot. It seems utterly devoted to trying to get this mummy out of the flames. Cheetah's not doing anything. Maxine.
She's gonna copy Thaddeus.
Okay. Yep. Oh, that's extreme, which means you do the 1 plus 10. When you get an extreme success or a critical, you impale with a gun or like sharp weapon, and it does additional damage equal to the maximum possible damage from that weapon. So that's 11. So basically, you did shoot it in the head.
Okay.
And there's no question, it kind of flops forward into the... It almost had it out, and it flops into the sarcophagus with the mummy and is consumed by the flames as well.
Let's get out of here.
And the bull is wanting its vengeance, Natalia. It is gonna gore you again, or try.
Fight me.
Fight back or dodge.
Oh, I fought back, and that was not a good idea.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
That is...
I got cocky.
Yes, that is... That's 16 damage, Natalia.
Yeah.
Because that's an impale
Oh, no.
with its
Oh,
horns.
no. Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't even have 16 hit points.
I was at 2, and now I am dead.
Yeah, that puts
That's
you... That puts you at more than your hit points.
Yeah, so Natalia being a bit cocky and way too sure of herself, and I think just happy that she can finally really fight back again. Tries to swing at this thing, and it just gores her through the chest.
So, Natalia, you've been gored by this thing. What do you do now? It's like its head is in your stomach, and you can feel yourself kind of slowly, kind of in slow motion.
she's going to. I think all she could think of is just trying to beat on it as
Go
much as
ahead.
she can with what she's left.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack. It's not even defend. Like its head is buried in your stomach. So yeah, so what Thaddeus and Maxine see, is Natalia, beating on this. Like it gores her and then starts beating on her. Or I'm sorry, she starts beating on its head, and it starts making all this horrible noise, and they both kind of end up on the floor. This thing is she's kind of beat its head to a pulp.
I guess we kind of exit combat here.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Natalia's just lying on the ground there.
What about the cheetah?
I think it's dead.
You go check on it.
Yeah, Thaddeus would keep his gun pointing at him, and as he's walking up past Slip, give her some first aid. Make sure that horn stays in there.
I got no idea what the. Make sure the horn stays in. Max will try to do first aid. She has no idea how to fix this. But
I assume just Matt's fucking just torn up. Like,
yeah, hold on there, Nat.
I don't know. Sorry, I got cocky again.
Jeez.
Where's EB at with the blade?
Find DB. Find DB.
He ran off.
We need to cut this horn off.
I got one of them. I picked up one of the knives.
Hack this horn off and try to wrap it to her. Keep it in place.
Maxine looks at Natalia kind of doubtfully and then pastes a smile on her face. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. And she kind of just trying not to think about even what she's doing. She just starts kind of sawing at this horn.
Yeah. Natalia, you don't even feel anything. Like she's this horn moving around, and you should be very painful, but you feel nothing down there.
you know, she just looks up to Thaddeus with a bit of a smile.
Hey, don't worry, Thaddeus. It'll be fine. I mean, if I'm almost had my arm ripped off, I've been stabbed by machete in the chest. I'll be fine. I don't feel much anyway. It's okay.
Thaddeus says he's trying to wrap the horn around to keep it in place. He'll kind of pause for a minute and look at her. You kind of see a little bit of a worried look in his face. Yes, it's gonna be all right. We just got to get you out of here.
Yeah,
Get EB. We can't leave EB.
EB ran ahead. We should be able to catch up to him. Maxine kind of is done with her job. She goes and grabs the unlit lantern and lights it from one of the existing fires.
Okay. It is
We're
lit.
not gonna leave you down here, Nat. Don't worry.
I'd hope not. I don't like the dark. It's not comfortable. I think I've had a dream like this. Smaller space though.
And you can see her eyes kind of fluttering a bit. She looks back up to Thaddeus.
Hey, Thaddeus. I always say this. every time it seems, every time I'm in this situation, but if I don't pull out this time, there's in my bag there's it's a letter I want you to send to Svetlana if you can.
You'll be able to give it to yourself. And he kind of tries to pick her up to a, so he can kind of, I don't know, I guess, carry her in a way. Take her weight.
Okay. You kind of haul her to her feet, Natalia. You just kind of grunt. And, you know, when you haul her up, I mean, you can just see it's like her intestines are just sort of dangling from her down to her knees almost.
I don't think I'm gonna make it this time. That is.
Yeah, she's getting more and more of like a glassy, confused look in her eyes. Like you can see she is not long.
We'll get you out of here. And if he has to, he'll try to lift her to carry her. But he doesn't know where he's gonna go.
Yeah, I can see it. He finds some superhuman strength in him to kind of haul her along.
We need to go.
Yeah. If he comes, I'll tell Frank and Jackson. You say hello.
Yeah, you find Frankie. You look out for each other.
You too.
Boy,
Which
it sure was something. You're about the craziest, bravest person I ever did see.
Which way do we go?
I think let's go this way. This is the way EP went. Maxine, kind of slowly starts leading the way out this way.
Thaddeus, as you start hauling Talia along, you can feel she's just dead weight at this point. There's at least a part of his mind knows that she is gone. He may not be able to face that yet, but he knows that.
Yeah, as he's carrying her, following along, he keeps talking to her like, hey, "You'll be all right. Just stay with me." And he just in his head he just imagines a response each time, so he doesn't stop talking to her.
And Thaddeus, you do need to make a sanity check. Yeah. That's gonna be... Oh, only one.
I'm not sure.
You're holding it together for now. Sort of. And that's where we're gonna stop.
Oh, man. Man, you went down in a blaze of glory.
I did.